Hello everyone and welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So my name is Samantha Starkey and I need to bring to you something that I just ran across. So John Hopkins has done it again. They're basically playing at a huge outbreak of something called SPARS, S-P-A-R-S, that will break out across the world in 2025 through 2028. Now, they call this practice, they say it's all fictional. Everything in it is just a bunch of smart people together collaborating on what will actually happen during the next pandemic that they are all planning for. This, of course, is a SARS-like, COVID-like disease that will spread starting in America this time, in St. Paul, Minnesota, from some evangelists who go over into the Philippines to work and help after a gigantic flood. So they bring back a disease that then rapidly spreads through their church community and in their actual community. Now, the thing that caught me off guard just a little bit, folks, was how they talked about this moves to domesticated pets. They talk about how bloggers and YouTubers and TikTokers go online saying, don't take the vaccine, it isn't safe. They basically learn from their mistakes during COVID. So why should this affect you? Why should you be worried about that? Well, because one, this is where a lot of your taxpayer money goes to, are think tanks like this that, do 78-page dictatorials on the responses that they're expecting to get from people during the next pandemic. And I guess what bothers me is that we have real issues in this country, like people like me getting mumps from just flying on an airline in a first world country because our country's being basically taken over by illegals. Now, here's my concern. They talk about how Muslims versus Christians, versus the anti-vaxxers all start hashtagging and working against each other. They talk about how can the government control the people when social media has such an influence on what people do in their everyday lives. So I know for most of you, like my husband and I, we just want to live our best lives. We want to be free to do it. If we want to be vaccinated, great. If we don't want to be vaccinated, great. It should not be anyone's concern. But trust me when I tell you that people at John Hopkins and the CDC are looking for ways to force that upon us. They're looking for all the holes and where they failed in their first attempt to take over the world, like the mad scientists, I think we all believe they probably are at this point. This is not the first 201 event there has been since COVID, and it will not be the last. The concerning thing, though, is, like I said, they are learning from their mistakes, so maybe we should too. We need to be looking into the recent documentation that came out from the Oversight Committee. I will link that in the description of this video. You can look at that 570-something page report talking about all the things that came out true about COVID-19, Dr. Fauci, gain of function, chimeric viruses, and so forth. And we need to educate ourselves just like they are doing. We need to know what our rights are. We need to maybe talk to constitutional attorneys. And I will tell you guys this, if you have children in the military, please understand they do not have to take these vaccines. My oldest son fought it all the way up until they were fixing to let him go from the military, all the years he's put in, and he just refused to take the C vaccine. And my thing is this, I think that we all need to be prepared because I have told y'all and told y'all and told y'all. The Deagle report was very clear. America will lose something like 67% of our population in 2025, yet we don't know why. Because Deagle himself passed away in Florida in 2020. But that video is available. It's easy to find. Just type in Deagle report. 67% of the American population is deemed to disappear in 2025. I think a lot of us are expecting the other side, the other 25% off the cliff, insane people in this country to do something extreme. And since the majority of them are people that are sitting in John Hopkins, and our current government, I think we should be a little concerned. I mean, when you read this report, which I will also link in description, you're just going to be shocked, folks. So yes, there is another, and probably several more that I don't know of, fake getting ready for the pandemic of the future. That's what our scientists do with their time, you know? Instead of trying to find a cure for cancer, they're planning for future pandemics. Love you guys. Like, comment, share this video.
Top vaccine researcher Peter Hotez says multiple viruses will be unleashed on America the day after Trump takes office. We have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. What the hell is he talking about? This sounds exactly like the kind of certitude that Dr. Fauci said there will be massive surprise infectious disease outbreaks in the next administration.
Here's the reason why we need to care about this stuff, Nicole, is that we have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st.
Big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. It sounds like an Apple product rollout. But what he's talking about are what, new viruses? Let's listen.
Mr. Bloomberg mentioned H5N1. That I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry. We're seeing sporadic human cases, no human